Rosie O'Donnell just nuked the internet from across the Atlantic, and it's not with tea and scones. No, from the cozy chaos of her Irish exile, Rosie dropped a verbal nuke on Donald Trump and his merry band of censors like it was open mic night in hell. After ABC affiliates pulled Jimmy Kimmel Live faster than Trump can spell truth, Rosie stormed Instagram like a flaming banshee, branding Trump the Orange Monster and his crew a full-blown fascist circus. Subtle? Please. Rosie doesn't do subtle. She torched the whole barn and handed out marshmallows. Why the sudden purge of Kimmel? Oh, just a little harmless commentary on the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Apparently, Kimmel's saying, "Some people are cheering Kirk's death, which is something I won't ever understand," was too much truth for America's delicate eardrums. Cue Nexstar Media Group, those guardians of good taste, swooping in to yank Kimmel off the air like over-caffeinated nannies. And guess who's conveniently in the wings? Trump's FCC henchman, Brendan Carr, playing hall monitor with broadcast rights. Rosie, watching the flaming dumpster fire from Dublin, wasn't having any of it. She practically lit her keyboard on fire as she typed out a post that read more like a war cry. "This is unacceptable." Beep. Fascist administration and corrupt corporate executives bowing to the Orange Monster. America is no more mic dropped. Internet imploded. The cultural Cold War is officially back, and Rosie just declared herself its queen with a flamethrower. Late-night TV might never be the same, and honestly, after this mess, maybe it shouldn't be. Oh honey, grab your popcorn and maybe a fire extinguisher, because the censorship circus just pitched a tent right in prime time. Fresh off his Project 2025 fantasy manual, FCC pitbull Brendan Carr took a break from lurking in the shadows to hop on Benny Johnson's podcast and deliver threats with all the subtlety of a sledgehammer to the face. "We can do this the easy way or the hard way," he growled, because nothing says democracy like a government official casually threatening broadcasters like he's auditioning for The Sopranos. And surprise! Sinclair didn't miss a beat. They came stomping in with some pearl-clutching viewer outrage, as if America was suddenly too fragile to handle jokes after 11 p.m. By midweek, Disney's ABC, led by Bob Iger, corporate courage incarnate, folded like a lawn chair in a hurricane. Jimmy Kimmel. Live? Preempted indefinitely. The official statement? A word salad of corporate panic with zero nutritional value, no return date, no explanation that wasn't dipped in vague nonsense, just poof, gone. Behind the scenes, chaos, the staff, scattered, guests like Wanda Sykes, unceremoniously yeeted. Kimmel? Mum's the word, but insiders say he's lawyering up faster than you can say First Amendment. Let's be clear, this isn't some ratings slump. Kimmel's pulling 1.8 million viewers a night and dunking on the competition. This is pure high-octane censorship, served cold with a side of authoritarian flair. Nexstar's frosty statement to Variety was basically a corporate version of "we don't like his tone," as they clutched their pearls over Kimmel's mild shock that anyone would cheer a man's assassination. The real meltdown, though, hit social media like a tsunami. Stand with Kimmel and #free speech erupted worldwide as fans piled on Rosie O'Donnell's flaming Instagram post like it was the last bonfire on a sinking ship. One user nailed the mood. A hugely frightening development. Another? Free speech is also gone. And honestly, they're not wrong. Trump's not just trying to run the country. He's auditioning to be America's head censor and sole broadcaster, and if you think Kimmel's the last target, well, bless your heart. The media circus rolled into town, and everyone brought their popcorn, some with butter, others with bile. Parade politely dubbed Rosie's no-holds-barred post a bold political response, while Breitbart, clutching their pearls and frothing at the keyboard, screeched about an unhinged meltdown. Meanwhile, the streets outside ABC's studios looked like a democracy-themed Coachella, protesters brandishing signs like "comedy isn't a crime," because apparently in 2025, that's a slogan we need. Even the ever-dignified Barack Obama couldn't sit this one out. Logging on to X, yes, we're still calling it that apparently, he dropped a truth bomb. This is a dangerous precedent. Silencing a comedian for speaking truth is an attack on us all. Boom. Mic drop from 44. The late-night resistance was swift and savage. Jon Stewart, gleefully roasting the situation on The Daily Show, dubbed Trump "Dear Leader" with that patented, "I'm not mad, just extremely disappointed" energy. Stephen Colbert, still nursing the bruise from his own cancellation, called the Kimmel takedown a blatant assault on free speech, while Jimmy Fallon, usually America's affable golden retriever, actually teared up and said, "Jimmy's a good guy." This isn't right. That's how you know it's serious. Fallon got earnest. And then, of course, there's Trump. Never one to pass up a chance to turn gasoline into napalm, he slithered onto Truth Social to declare, "Jimmy Kimmel's show is canceled. Bad ratings. Not a talented person." Ah yes, the classic Trumpian cocktail of projection, petty jabs, and absolutely no grip on reality. Rosie? She didn't flinch. She served up a defiant Instagram post complete with a metaphorical middle finger to the entire Trump regime. Her words were scorched earth. You think silencing a comedian means you've won something? You haven't. No mincing, no mercy, just Rosie doing what Rosie does, roasting power over an open flame. And let's be real, this isn't some headline of the week feud. Rosie and Trump have been locked in a 20-year war of words that makes Shakespearean drama look like an HR meeting. It all began in 2006 on The View, when Rosie called him a snake oil salesman over the Miss USA debacle. Trump fired back with his signature brand of misogynistic tantrum, calling her a loser and threatening legal action. Fast forward to July 2025, and Rosie was still throwing haymakers, posting, "Hey, Tangerine Trump, you've never understood the role of comedy or the role of truth," after The Late Show with Stephen Colbert got axed. What we're witnessing isn't just a media spat. It's a cultural battle royale. The battlefield? Late-night TV. The weapons? Sarcasm, censorship, and Instagram posts that slap harder than congressional subpoenas. And at the center of it all? Rosie, flipping the bird while Rome burns. Just when you thought the political theater couldn't get any more dystopian, Trump decides to crank the volume all the way to dictator fan fiction by threatening to revoke Rosie O'Donnell's U.S. citizenship. Because nothing screams constitutional scholar like trying to boot a born and raised American for daring to criticize a man who thinks the First Amendment is a Yelp review policy. Rosie, naturally, laughed him off like the bad punchline he is, reminding everyone that the Constitution doesn't just roll over because a man-child in a red tie gets his feelings hurt. Now, living in Ireland with her 12-year-old child Clay, Rosie might be across the ocean, but she's clearly not on mute. Her move in January 2025 was less of an escape and more of an exile from what she called a heartbreaking political climate. She's now applying for Irish citizenship through her grandparents, because even Guinness is easier to stomach than the American news cycle. But her voice? Still cutting through the static like a lighthouse in the fog. Let's zoom out. Kimmel's crime? A fairly restrained comment about the assassination of conservative agitator Charlie Kirk, tame by Kimmel standards, but apparently enough to set off a full-blown authoritarian panic. And don't kid yourself, this isn't just about one monologue. CBS already axed Colbert in July, and FCC overlord Brendan Carr is openly eyeing The View like a hunter sizing up his next trophy. The message is crystal clear. If you mock the regime, prepare for consequences. So what do you think? Did Kimmel cross a line, or is this exactly the kind of speech that needs defending, not censoring? Is Rosie a voice of reason in a flaming media wasteland, or just shouting into an echo chamber? Drop your thoughts below, and let's rip this conversation wide open. Who's the next target in this cultural purge? Who's standing up, and who's selling out? If you're as fired up as we are, smash that like button, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and stay loud, because the truth doesn't whisper, it roars.